Welcome to this seated pregnancy flow. Start by finding a comfortable seat, may that be on a bolster, a blanket, or on the floor. Placing one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your chest. Shifting your awareness inwards. Noticing your breath. And noticing your inhalation and exhalation. Maybe you can sense some movement under your hands or some movement in your belly. Staying present with your breath right here or right now. Noticing the sensations of your breath without judgment. Taking a last breath here. With your next exhalation, relax your arms onto your thighs. Start lifting your shoulders towards your ears, drawing circles with your shoulders. Breathing as you circle your shoulders. And as you exhale, switch directions. Let the circles move the other way. Inhale, lifting your arms high up towards the ceiling. Extending one arm and then the other one, finding a bit of space in the side of your body. Finding some gentle movement. Finding what feels good. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, extending over towards the left side, breathing into the right side of your body. Coming all the way back as you inhale, exhale, switch your grip, bending over to the right side. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, bending over to the left. Maybe this time lower your left hand onto the floor, finding some more space in the right side of your body. Bending your elbow, placing your right hand behind your head. Taking a breath here, opening your armpit. Your inhalation brings you back up to center as you exhale, and over to the right side, maybe lowering right hand onto the mat, onto the floor, breathing into your left side body, taking a breath. Exhale, bend your left elbow, place your left hand behind your head, maybe pushing your head into your hand, opening your left armpit, taking a breath here. Inhalation brings you all the way back up. And as you exhale, circle your wrists, lowering your arms, hands slowly towards the floor. Grab a block, place it in front of your left knee, placing your left hand and right hand on top of the left hand. As you inhale, lift your right arm high up towards the ceiling, drawing a big circle. Exhale, lowering your hand towards the block again. Inhale, opening, finding space. Exhale, bringing your hand back onto the block. Inhale, opening, drawing that big circle. Exhale, lower. Inhale, opening. This time bend your elbow, and as you exhale, bring your right elbow towards your left elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding in between your shoulder blades as elbow comes to elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding your thoracic spine. Inhale, opening. Finding a twist in the top part of your back, in the thoracic spine. Finding space here. As you inhale, extend your arm, lowering your hand all the way back, switching your block over onto the other side, right hand onto the block and left hand on top of the right hand. As you inhale, draw that big imaginary circle, opening your shoulders, opening your chest. Exhale, hand towards the block. Inhale, drawing that half circle. Exhale, closing the circle again. Inhale, opening. Exhale, bring that hand back towards the block. Inhale, opening, breathing into your chest. This time, bend your elbow. As you exhale, bring your elbow towards the opposite elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, right elbow towards the left elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, opening. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, opening. This time extending your arm, and as you exhale, lower your hand back towards center, rolling slowly all the way back up, maybe circling your shoulders, your arms. Returning back into seated position, place your hands onto your thighs. We start cat and cowing. As you exhale, rounding your spine. As you inhale, see if you can arch in your spine. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. Staying true to your own breath, your own rhythm, arching as you inhale, rounding as you exhale. With your next inhalation, include your arms, bringing them into a cactus-like shape. As you exhale, bringing your arms together. Inhale, opening. Exhale, bringing them together. This time, interlacing your hands, turning the palms of your hands outwards. And as you inhale, lift your arms, hands up towards the ceiling, finding length in your spine. And with your next exhalation, let your arms move out to the side, flexing your hands as if you wanted to push two walls away from you. Lowering your hands, arms all the way back onto the mat, onto the floor, releasing your arms, coming into an all fours tabletop position. Maybe using a blanket under your knees for some extra support, or under your wrists, or maybe even both. Coming back to cat and cow as you inhale, arching in your spine. As you exhale, rounding your spine. Let your gaze move towards the belly. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Let the movement maybe even be free, and explore where you and your body need some gentle movement. Staying with your breath, moving as you breathe. With your next inhalation, come back into a tabletop position. As you exhale, look over your right shoulder towards your right foot. Inhale brings you back to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, coming back into funky cat. Breathing as you find some space in your side body, moving from side to side, coming back to center, finding a long spine, hugging baby in towards yourself. As you inhale, extend your right leg back, either staying here or lifting your foot free from the mat, keeping that long spine, that core connection. On your next inhalation, let your right leg move over, out to the right side, lowering the right foot onto the mat, onto the floor. Grounding the foot into the mat. As you inhale, lift your right hand, right arm up towards the ceiling. Start drawing a big circle with your right arm. How much can you move your arm, your shoulders, your thoracic spine, your chest? Finding a bit of gentle movement. As you exhale, bend your right elbow, place your right hand behind your head. Elbow to elbow, inhale, opening your elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, right elbow to left elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, elbow to elbow, rounding in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, extending your elbow up, and this time also your arm up Drawing a half circle, placing your right hand all the way back onto the mat, onto the floor, coming up into an upright position. Inhale, lift your arms high up towards the ceiling, grounding your right foot into the mat, into the floor, and as you exhale, bend over towards your right side, finding length in the left side of your body. Exhale, let your left hand come onto the mat, onto the floor, bending over to the left side. Inhale brings you all the way back up to center. Bend your right knee and step your right foot in. Start circling your hips, maybe right hand onto your right thigh, maybe left hand onto the floor or onto a block. Finding some gentle movement here, some circles in your hips. Staying true to your breath. Grab the block and place your block under your buttock so that you can sit back onto the block. Stepping the right foot maybe even further in, coming into half yogi squat, half malasana, placing your right hand onto the mat, opening left arm high up towards the ceiling, finding some opening in your chest. Exhale, left hand to right hand. Inhale, opening your left arm. Exhale, left hand to right hand. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, hand to hand. Inhale, opening, breathing your chest open. Coming all the way back up into an upright position. Stepping your left foot out, coming into full yogi squat, into full malasana. Maybe bring your hands into prayer pose, maybe using your elbows to press into your knees to find that opening, keeping the spine long. Exhale, bring your hands onto the mat, onto the floor, coming back into a tabletop position. Circling your hips around your knees, maybe your shoulders around your wrists, finding some movement, finding some space, staying connected to your breath, to yourself. Finding that long spine again, hugging baby in, extend your left leg back, lifting your left leg up, shifting it over to the left side and lower it all the way onto the floor. Extending your left arm high up towards the ceiling, start circling your left arm, stacking your shoulders on top of each other, and then let your shoulders become parallel as your arm moves towards the floor. Breathing here as you circle your arm one last time. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, bending your elbow, let your left elbow move towards your right elbow. Inhale, opening your elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, elbow to elbow, let there be a roundness in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, opening. This time extend your arm, lowering your arm all the way back onto the mat, onto the floor, coming up into a standing position. Inhale, lifting your arms high up towards the ceiling, finding space. And as you exhale, bend over towards your left side, finding some space in the right side of your upper body. Inhale brings you back up to center. Exhale over to the other side. Let your right hand come onto the mat, onto the floor. Inhale brings you all the way back up to center. Bending your left knee, stepping left foot in. Start circling your hips, maybe left hand onto your left thigh, right hand onto your hip, or maybe onto a block, circling here, finding some gentle movement, maybe even some release in your hips, moving with your breath. One more breath here, and then start grabbing your block. Bring your right lower leg in and place the block under your buttocks so that you can sit onto the block, stepping the left foot in towards yourself, coming into a half yogi squat. Taking a breath here, And then placing your left hand onto the mat, onto the floor. Bring your right hand towards the left hand. Inhale, opening your right arm out. Exhale, hand to hand. Inhale, open. Exhale, hand to hand. Inhale, open. Finding that opening in your chest. Exhale, hand to hand. Inhale brings you all the way back up to center, stepping your right foot out, coming into full yogi squat, maybe hands into prayer pose, or maybe this time hands onto the mat, onto the floor, doing exactly what you and your body need right here, right now. Taking a breath here in your yogi squat. Exhale brings both of your hands back onto the mat, onto the floor. Coming into a seated position, we're going to come into a cross-legged seated position. So maybe grab a bolster so that you can sit onto the bolster or onto a blanket, onto a block, or onto the floor. Finding that long spine in your cross-legged seated position. Coming back to your breath. Grab your right foot with both hands. We're going to massage our foot. Use both of your thumbs onto the inside of your right foot. Maybe just at the bottom of your big toe, or your entire big toe, or maybe the inner arch of your right foot. Finding some gentle release. And then thread your fingers in between each toe so that you can move your toes, pointing and flexing your toes, and then circling your foot, your toes, finding some gentle movement, noticing where you need some movement today or some soothing today. And then grab your left foot, start with your thumbs to massage the inside of your left foot, finding the sore spots, the spots where today you need a bit of extra care, a bit of extra attention, and then thread your fingers in between your toes and gently start moving your toes. Our feet bear us through life, and in pregnancy a bit of extra weight has to be carried, so giving them some extra care, some extra attention can feel very nice. Let your left foot come back onto the mat, onto the floor, coming back into a seated position, placing one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your chest. We're gonna end the class as we started. Connecting to your breath, noticing your breath here and now, staying for as long as you want.